Stop saying you're just one person. Everyone has the ability to maximize their potential asset to this creative space that we occupy, this world, this life. I frequently speak about the 6 degrees of separation and how essentially through every 6 people that you know, you can theoretically know everyone in the entire world, or your universe. And if you believe in multiple or paralleling universes, which I do, that speaks volume. You're one split to 1 billion degrees, right? So you're one person. But if the theory goes that we're all connected through the 6 degrees of separation, 6 different specimens, theoretically we can essentially be linked to everyone in the whole world, which is not illogical. It's not illogical. Then maximize that. Honestly, maximize that. Put yourself out there, talk to people, be vulnerable. Grace over fear. There's all these sayings that come from different universes, and to be honest with you, I believe in parallel universe versus, what is the plural of universe? I jump universes. I jump worlds. And I know when I'm moving. I know when I'm shape-shifting and moving through them. I can tell. It's very obvious for me, for someone that is in tune with the universe or multiple universe. You can tell. When you get to a point where you can tell, you usually have also gained insight or wisdom or skill to be able to manipulate your being and to intentionally move through these paralleling worlds for me, for the greater good, and also to better myself and learn to meet other people and to just get the word out, that we're all kind of like moving as one unit, whether we believe it or not. I like to reference the Olympic rings, and I think there's 5 rings. And so if you look at the Olympic symbol of the 5 rings, they're each a different color, which for me represents different worlds. And then there's worlds intertwined in those. And it's much like a Venn diagram, how they overlap. 2 worlds can overlap to make another world. So then you'll have 2 worlds can essentially be 3 worlds. But if you have 3, you increase the amount of worlds that can be created, and so on and so forth. So imagine these 5 rings of the Olympic symbol, the rings, and how they're all interlooped and intertwined. So 3 rings together can make 3 separate worlds. So you'll have 6 separate worlds, essentially. And then they all meet in the middle, which can either be viewed as the universe or an umbrella for these subcategories or these subworlds. And so I try to maneuver through different worlds as I go through life so I can reach as many people as possible. One of my, I don't want to say it's one of my goals, but I'm very interested in not necessarily blurring the lines, but understanding where the lines are crossed and how to utilize resources effectively, like what's going on. Don't limit yourself. Some worlds have to cross in order for certain worlds to survive, which makes sense if you're referencing a Venn diagram. Let's say 2 worlds collide, right? And they create a new world. If one of the parent universes dissipates, then the newly created universe suffers and will reign dominant by the parent universe that stayed to remain to occupy that space, which is fine, but the intention or the intent is lost. I think that there are ways to maneuver through universes, and I believe that as you grow older, you can definitely utilize it to your benefit. So I'm actually going to look up 6 degrees of separation, that theory. You can watch the film if you want to watch the film. There's a film called 6 Degrees of Separation. Will Smith stars in it alongside some other noted actors, Stockard Channing, Donald Sutherland, Mary Beth Hurt, Bruce Davison, and Ian McKellen. That's a good movie. I'm not saying that it's not. For particulars, we are going to speak on the theory of the 6 degrees of separation. Sometimes meeting someone you may not favor is the friend that you need to meet to get what you, not necessarily to get, that sounds very selfish. And none of us are in this world to be selfish. We're all here to be selfless. But my point is, sometimes you have to, I believe that you do have to meet certain people in order to meet certain people. And that could even be somebody in passing. It could be someone that you went to a museum, and the person that walked up to view the portrait right beside you, just for that split second, you needed to come into contact with them, even non-verbally, just to meet the person that you're destined to meet the next day. So there's that, the friend of the friend, the chain link. If you don't meet that one person, then you may not get to meet the person that you're supposed to meet, or be in the place that you're supposed to be at the right time, or it may be delayed. Some people try to look at it as a game. Sometimes we meet people on accident. Well, I don't think we meet people on accident. I don't really believe in accident. You wrote down your 5 closest friends, or the people that you encounter most often. They don't need to be friends. It could be your boss at work. Write down the 5 people that you encounter the most, spend the most time with. For most children that go to public schools, it would be their teacher. That would be one of them. Yes, most students spend more time in school than they do at home. So for those of you who are students, your top 5 will be people that you spend time with at school. So we'll use that as a reference point. So write down those 5 people and include yourself. So you'll have 6 people, and you are a degree of separation, right? Write down everyone's topmost desire, okay, above their names. And then right below their names, write down their least favorite thing. Now, how well do you know these people? If you could write down, go to each of these people and figure out if they have a connection to one or more of whatever's on the top of everyone's name, or whatever is on the bottom of everyone's name, right? And draw a line connecting that association. So that specimen, draw a line there, okay? Those are links. Now, how many of those people do not know each other if they had not known you, right? How did you meet these 5 other people? Who did you meet first? Who did you meet second? Who did you meet third? Who did you meet fourth? Who did you meet fifth? Now look at the diagram and look at the lines of connection, and erase the lines of connection that would not have been met had you not met someone else, right? So if you hadn't met the first person on your list, how many lines would you erase? So go ahead and do that over and over again. You can even write 5 needs and 5 things that people do not want at all for each person, okay? Then draw a line. Now look at that in completion, and now erase the lines of connection that would not have been met had you not known a specific person. Do you see how that 6 degrees of separation works? We do need each other. Now look at your top 5 people. Which of those people, personality trait, would probably never come in contact with one another had another degree or another specimen had not been introduced into your group of 6? You can even color code this. Have everyone be a color, different dot. Draw a circle around their names and use their connecting lines for their colors. If you multiplied that, right, and these are only your 6, right? So let's say your number 4 has this whole separate group of 6. You may be part of their 6, you may not, right? What if you're not even a part of their top 6 people they spend the most time with? They're just in your 6. Now put that into perspective, right? That's how you gain capital. That's how you gain social capital. That's how networking is done. So when people say they're only one person, they can only do so much, really think about it. You might only be one person, but how many degrees of separation are you away from maximizing your social potential, right? Your social capital. Now reference that in terms of money or knowledge or, I don't know, experiences, right?
You can put as much baking powder in it as you want. I'm not eating it.